There must be darkness before light can shine. We're giving a voice to the voiceless, and we are honoring those and those left behind who have given the ultimate sacrifice. So we the people, raise up your glass. There will be no fear here, where light is eternal. You have found the two-step tribe. Welcome home.
In the glow of a screen, with hope in our hearts, celebrating freedom, we'll play our parts. From football fields to the ring of the fight, we hold our heads high in this American life. Raise up your glasses, a toast to the night. For service and sacrifice, we shine a light. With boots on the ground, we're proud and we cheer. Together we stand with no room for fear. Here's to the heroes remembered in song. With every sweet note, let our spirits grow strong. In unity, laughter, we'll rise and we'll pray for freedom and honor, come what may.
Hey, 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 what do you say? It is Two-Step Tribe out here tonight with Mr. Uncleryano. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing very good, love. How are you, and how is everyone that's watching?
Hey, we're doing good because it is getting close to a weekend and an event that is coming up called Springboard, my friend.
Yep, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I saw what you did. I saw what you did.
There, didn't you? Look up there above your head there. You'll see a little logo going on. And it's not very little, by the way. It is called Springboard. Springboard. You see that right up above you?
Yeah.
There you go. We'll be pulling it up with Mr. Barry Coughing, and we're not going to waste much time. We're about to pull him up. But Springboard is a very, very big deal, everybody out there. Our artists in the entertainment industry, the independent artists that are out there. We want you to know what's going on. And hey, wait a minute. The Aery, A-E-R-Y, will be with us live right here at 9 o'clock sharp Central Standard Time. He is up with the T3R Texas Regional Radio Music Awards this year as one of the future faces. This, I was going to say kid, but this individual is very talented. As a singer.
He's incredible, and we just need more people to hear him so they can be telling us what we already know. You know, he's incredible.
He is, and you know who else is Mr. Barry Coughing, who is with us. So I'm going to grab him right now and bring him to the stage. Boom, there we go. Mr. Barry Coughing is with us on Two-Step Tribe by Patriots Inside the Wire Productions. How are you doing, Barry?
I am doing really good.
Well, you look great.
If you knew,
I got makeup on. I got something going on here. I've got it really dark, and you know, I'm hiding some baggage.
He did this on a fly because we have such really close relationships with everyone in the tribe. That's why we don't just call it a business network. It's a tribe. And there's things that sometimes guys need help with, girls need, we all need to lean on each other. And it's not always one of those, it's not transactional. And so I have to tell everyone, I got us in a bind today. I made a mistake and I dropped the ball, and I'm so disappointed in myself because, and Barry knows this. Barry, how often do you hear me say that I'm like a huge fan of somebody?
Not that often.
No.
Okay. Well, no, I can say, huh?
We're not even going there, honey. You got you on this stage. You are damn good. You're a damn good singer.
No. I'm a creator. I love creators.
You are
I love
damn
them.
good at it too.
Well, I appreciate it, and I adore creators and songwriters, and I adore artists. And we have an amazing artist that we had an amazing artist that we had originally booked, who was doing us a wonderful honor to be on it. I want you guys to look her up on all the streaming platforms. It's Miss Clare Dunn. She is, in my words, she is a Western rock goddess. She's incredible. She is also a big supporter of farms and ranches, which are the backbone of the country. And there's just not enough said. She's one of them that's really at the forefront of it. And on so many levels, I got huge respect for these guys. And there's a reason Tracy never lets me touch the paperwork. And I tried to jump in and do some stuff today, and I screwed up everything.
Oh,
and
you're
so
all good, because we have Barry coughing here, honey. We are all good.
Yes,
we will
we do.
have Clare Dunn back on. Let's just tell everybody that she will be back on. We do not have paperwork. When you join the tribe and you come on the show, we are promoting you as an independent artist. That is simply all that it is. It's all good. We've gotten great messages back. Nothing was mixed up. So, hey, I'm supposed to give you the message that everything is wonderful. There is no mistake here. We've got the artist coming at 9. You did a fabulous job, because Barry coughing with Springboard just jumped into a show. And between you and Barry and Springboard itself supporting all of the artists that you support independently, you need to tell me about that, because
I want to make it. I want to make it clear, just so everybody knows because a lot of people have gotten news about Springboard from me. Springboard is not my baby. I love Springboard, and I love it like it's my child, because it does share my mission. The man right there, that guy with the beautiful, thick, wavy locks, Mr. Barry Coughing, that's the guy who is, and with a phenomenal team, because no one moves it alone. He has his own tribe, and they have come together with this tribe. So it's a beautiful thing what they're doing. And I'm going to just make that clear. It is Barry Coughing who is the founder and the mastermind behind it, as well as we get music, we get artists, all of this stuff. So I am super proud, and I am completely and totally in awe of what he has been doing for all independent musicians.
Well, Barry, help me out here. Help me with, we get artists, and we've got Springboard. Now, Springboard, as the founder of Springboard, I know that is going to happen in Houston, right there in March next week.
One week from today it starts.
What is Springboard? If you had to sum this up for everyone out there in the independent artist lane, music, the industry, what do you tell them?
It's always a struggle, but basically Springboard is a music conference and festival that's designed for the benefit of the artist and the industry. We let the fans come on and watch, but it's really not about that part of it. So it's all done under a nonprofit called Sustainable Artists. So nobody's getting paid. Everybody's doing it for free. It's really we have a conference that you can't buy a pass to. Yeah. We have a pop-up trade show that you can't buy a booth at. We have performance slots that no one pays to be there. You're there because of your talent. So it isn't normal. Like, it's certainly not that when we talk about not trying to a nonprofit, boy, it's really set up to not profit in that financial way. But
that's how it works.
Well, and knowing that all the speakers that are there because they want to give back, they want to help. So that made a big difference for us. And so on this one, Ryan's coming. He's going to be on at 11, on a booking panel on Friday. But we also have Vicki Hamilton, who is the original manager for Guns N' Roses, Poison, Motley Crue. She also had an A&R position at Capitol and Geffen. So she'll be coming there. She has a label now. We have Greg and the guys that ran Nile Rodgers record label. So they're coming in with there's also Dale Penner.
Shout out to Dale.
You guys know Dale, right? He's coming back. So you've already had him on. And I mean, it's a lot of community people like that. And there's a lot of, it's really designed, so many of the things we do, they sound provocative and evocative, but everything that we've done, this will be our 22nd event. And this year, we're so stupid that we're going to be doing 4 of them this year. So every 3 months, we're going to put on a conference and a festival in Springboard, Houston. Now we have 100 bands on 5 stages at 3 locations on the Saturday, the 22nd. And then we have 40 speakers that are coming in to educate these guys. So the parent to teacher ratio is really, really high. And
what type of bands,
also,
Barry? We're talking about all sorts of music, correct? Like from the one end of the spectrum of country to rock, we've got all sorts, is right?
Yep, country, rock, hip hop, pop, EDM.
Yeah.
It's all in the Springboard part of it. The idea is to mix all the genres up, you know. And then when we go out to some of the stages, like we have the CMA of Texas, they're sponsoring a stage. So we've got, once we've done the conference, then we set everything up so that the fans and the industry people can go to a stage that's very specific for them. So we have Loud Music and Derek McKinney that's running a hip hop stage over at Emmett's Place, which is like a historic, black club that's great there. And then we've got the Powder Keg where CMA is running that. So we've got a band stage and a singer-songwriter stage. So all these things are designed so that the music never stops. So it's 20 to 30 minutes. And like at the showcase stage with at the Venue Event Center in Houston, that one we mix the stage up. So it's 20-minute sets and you can see 24 bands in 8 hours.
Wow. Again, you just said how many bands and how many hours?
24 bands in 8 hours. It's a little brutal on our crew, but I mean, from an industry standpoint, and if you're a music lover, even if you don't like hip hop or you don't like jazz or you don't like country, great. Go to the bathroom, get a drink. There'll be another kind of music on there. So if you want the smorgasbord idea, great. If you want to go there and be buried with great country and Americana and singer-songwriters, well, we've got a stage for you there. If you want to be around hip hop and pop and R&B, we got a stage for you there. And
now,
so
Barry, is this open to the public?
Yep.
It is. Okay.
The tickets are Texas. The tickets are on sale for $30 a piece.
Okay.
But if you use a code, in fact, we could create a code that could be active by tomorrow.
Ooh, surprise codes. I like those.
Yeah. So what if we did, let's see, what would be a fun code for you guys? What would you like your code to be?
Tribe.
Tribe it is. All right. To anybody who goes to, we'll have this up on the website, certainly by Monday, but probably by tomorrow. If you type in Tribe, the $30 tickets are $20.
Yay, you just heard that, right? So $20
$20
Tribe.
$20 to see 100 bands.
To see
by the people for the people.
Yeah, 100 bands, he said, for $20. Use your code TRIBE as of Monday. This is a festival happening in Houston, Texas. The easiest way to do this is to go to the website, and it's just under Springboard.
The website is springboardhouston.com.
Just go to springboardhouston.com, and I will also pull that up. And so for everybody that's going to be listening on the radio and on the podcast, if you're not joining us live right now watching, again, that is springboardhouston.com. And that is the event that is coming up, and it'll be $20, again, $10 off with the code TRIBE starting Monday to attend in Houston, Texas. 100 bands, he said, in 8 hours. I heard that.
Well, the 8 hours part, that it actually, so it's 8 hours to do on the different things, but actually it's going to be the event's actually ending up being 12 hours because we have all the regular bands perform all the way till 10 o'clock at night. And then we do the after party, and then we're doing silent disco with 3 EDM artists playing at the same time with headphones. And so we take that from 10 o'clock all the way till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
So, and that way the industry people all come back. They can tell lies, smoke cigars, and drink good bourbon. And it'll be quiet unless you want to put on some headphones and dance, and then it won't be quiet.
Yeah. We got one of our dear friends, one of our tribe members in the house right now, Ninja Cowboy, and he is a phenomenal artist as well. I've been wanting to introduce him in the mix and let him see everyone. He's killer. We've got, I think you saw the first year for Springboard was the first time you had told me about it, and I fell in love with the whole concept because this is what I'm all about. And Barry already had it built. So all I had to do was come and try not to mess up something. And so, what was it, last April?
Yeah.
A year ago? Yeah. So we came out and I got to see it in progress on the first day. I was smitten. But we didn't have any country artists, did we? We were in the heart of Texas.
Some, but not as many as we have this year. It's this country stage is really strong. Thanks to you, Mary. I mean, they really brought the A game, and there's some very, again, we really pick the best available athletes. So I don't book the panelists till we book the bands, because we're not trying to get people to pay money to see these guys, the panelists. We want the best panelists for the band. So one year in San Diego, we had, like in this one, we've had 700 bands signed up for us to pick our 100. In San Diego one year, we had 3,000. We ended up with a bunch of really good hard rock and metal. So thanks to Vicky Hamilton, so we had the Guns N' Roses manager, but we also got the president of Metal Blade Records who signed Metallica, and Jeff who signed Linkin Park. So we were able to bring in to adjust the panels to the talent that we've got.
Yep.
Wow. I love how you just so nonchalantly, Metallica, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, no, that was Vicky that did that.
No big deal. It's just.
Well, it's a tribe. It's a tribe.
But just thinking about
it sounds like it was all the other, because it's not just me. Like Ryan said, I got 30 or 40 other. I mean, these are pretty high level guys that are doing this stuff. So when I said, hey, I'm in trouble, I'm in San Diego, the land of beachy cool stuff, and I got amazing metal bands that we've selected. So what we going to do?
I agree with you, Ninja Cowboy there. # tribe. Put that out. Thank you, sir. We love it. Yes, we will. Yeah, get in here. Get on there. You can get on the show. 2-Step Tribe. Shout out. Barry. Houston, Texas, springboardhouston.com. Is that the web address you just shouted out?
Yep.
Got it. We've got it in here. I want to make sure that they know. And in Houston's fairly large. What part of Houston is that in?
So the majority of everything happens in, they call it like the West Chase district, but it's basically about the center of the Houston population. Houston's kind of been moving from downtown west and north. So, if you were to stick a pin in Houston and say, I want to be in the center of the most people I can be in, it'd be about where we're at. Okay.
Love it. Love it. All right, then. So springboardhouston.com. Please be sure to go there. Again, so when you have this panel and you have your speakers, tell me, what do you mean by this? So you've got independent artists that are coming. Is this like a mentorship? Is this like providing like industry insider tips? In the digital era, like that is a really hard one right now to figure out for a lot of independent artists.
It's funny, Tracy, when you say that, like it's a either or thing. Springboard is so massive. It's the answer to your question is yes. It's everything. It is branding. It is marketing. It's paperwork that I screw up. It's everything. It's how to do stuff the right way. Apparently I need to go to that class, but dude, I'm gonna wear myself out for a month over this, Tracy. Anyway, I'm just saying, when I heard any one of our tribe, those seen and unseen, it kills me. So I'm just like, but anyway,
I don't know what you're talking about. So
yeah, I'm love for everybody. That's all I can say. But the deal with this, the branding, helping from this is farm to table. It literally is farm to table. It's everything with production. Barry brings in I'll let Barry tell it. I'm sitting here running. I'm still in my pitch mode for Springboard. I'm going to shut up. I got Barry here, so I'm shutting up, Barry. I'm getting back in the truck.
Who else would be a speaker or someone that's going to be there that you have at this? So it's a festival. It is a conference. It is a really, it's a mentorship. It is everything all wrapped up into one. And the 100 bands that you're talking about, or bands that are attending. So we're talking about Houston right now because this is in 4 locations. So we're focusing on Houston right now. They went to springboardmusic.com because Springboard is all the time throughout the year. And they applied in order to be a part of Springboard. Am I right? Is that how you got your bands?
So what we do, so our master site is springboardfest.com.
Okay.
And that's where we talk about all the other things. But because we're doing so many projects and we have different sponsors for each city. So we did San Diego in January. We're doing Houston in March. We'll be partnering with the Cutting Edge Festival in New Orleans in August. Then we'll be back in Memphis in October. And there is a vicious rumor of an East Coast swing, possibly in Atlantic City, going all the way down to DC.
Okay.
So we're very active. So each time that we do a different city, we pop up a different website. So this springboardhouston.com is very specific to that. We're putting our community partners up. We're putting, the run of show. But a lot of what we do, because we've developed it with a bunch of people like Ryan, where it's and myself, where we went into the industry, we did well, got chewed up, did all these things. And we're going, man, what do I wish I knew? And what are the things that no one's willing to tell you?
And what do you wish people had done on your behalf who were paid to, and we're doing it for free?
Well, yeah, certainly everybody here. The one thing you could tell, and they're not completely altruistic. They're doing it for free, but they're also there because we've sorted through a bunch of people, and when they sign up, we ask them everything but their underwear. We ask them what any label or manager would ask. How many gigs did you play last year? What are your social media numbers? How many records have you done? Who's on your team? All those things. So they basically have colleges that use our sign up as an indie artist checklist. So you would learn. It's one of those things where you start learning from when you sign up. And again, no one should be afraid because it's one of those tests that if you could pass the test, you don't need us. You should feel intimidated by the sign-up process. And our idea, it's designed for artists that are halfway across the stream. It is, if you're a hobbyist, it's not for you. If you think it'd be fun, not for you. We identify people that have done everything that they can do, and they haven't made it yet. And so the idea is to springboard to get you to the next level. Do you need a manager? Let's get you to the next level. Better songs, better social media. You need an agent, you need a label. The idea is to fill in the cracks of the teams. So we started out with talking about all the teams and all the elements that you have to have. And then we've got to make it, these guys don't know each other. And they're all the hottest guys from Iowa and the best guy in LA and the coolest band. So there's a little bit of nervousness. So we start with, we call a practice moment of truth panel. So because my company, our expertise is putting songs in movies. So we represent 20,000 labels from 79 countries around the world, and we're pitching 10 to 15,000 songs a month and getting somebody in a movie every 72 hours. Wow. So we operate at a really high level. I've got teams in LA, I've got teams in Europe, I've got, so we operate at a high level. And so one of the things we do is it's like being an entrepreneur. We say, okay, it's like we end the conference with a moment of truth panel with music supervisors and filmmakers. We go, okay, instead of having a bunch of people tell funny stories about how they work with Sting, we go, hey man, you're here, you think your songs belong in the movies? Moment of truth. 1 minute, one song, what do you want to play for the panel?
Nice.
And so we give them a chance to practice when it's just us in the beginning. So I make about 10 or 15 of them come up, introduce their band, play a minute of their song. We critique them so that everybody else is ready for the next day. And one of the things it does is they immediately are impressed and humbled, because nobody looks that impressive when you're looking around the room, but you're going like, wow, these guys, there's such diversity that it's a little unsettling sometimes. But when they see the talent in there, we never have a problem after that. It humbles anybody. And then one of the things that we do is we do the conference. We're learning everything all day. At 5 o'clock, we take a 2-hour dinner break so they can go hang out with each other. We bring lunch in. We bring in pizza or whatever. We have a thing called Learning at Lunch. So on Friday, it'll be about booking. We have all booking agents that are from the region that they can actually talk to the person who books this festival, that venue. So they can do that and eat there. The people who don't want to book can sit out in the quiet. So that's something new that we're adding. And then we do a 2-hour dinner break from 5 to 7. And then we do what's called the naked stage. So we take 24, 25 of these guys, and we say naked stage because it's cool and it makes people want to go there. But basically, all the speakers, they're in a hotel room. They got nothing better to do. They've already had their dinner. Might as well come to the naked stage. And so we take 24 of the bands, and they have to perform unplugged and give an interview.
Yep.
And it mirrors a radio tour. And so when they go, it's not a big deal for a singer-songwriter, so we don't pick very many of those. If you're a metal band and you've got to go and play your song with one guitar, crowded around one microphone, man, oh man, you better be prepared for that. So we put them on there, and then again, it mirrors a radio tour. You got 15 minutes. They're going to go, and you've got 5 minutes to set up and be ready to play a song. If you're a rapper, can you spit a cappella? They got to be ready to do that. So we run that, and then we ask them what we call a bunch of questions. And we tend to use what are called the 4 H's. Hey, what's your history? Where are you from? Who are your biggest heroes? What are your hopes and dreams for the future? And what's your biggest heartbreak? And they all have to answer that immediately. We got 1 minute answer, let's go. And what you find is the diversity of answers. We had one guy, I think the last Houston, he and his family, was a little kid when the war started in Israel, and they were laying on a park bench as bombs were going across in the middle of the war. And so you hear these crazy parts, and then you hear, I did it because, my parents were this or that or the other. The stories are wildly different and wildly the same. And so by the end of day one, any thought of there being a competition is gone. Any thought of them being wildly different, yeah, they are, but they're wildly the same. 2/3 of them are painfully shy. They've had a bad past. They've had this, and they bond in a way. They're skipping and holding hands by the end of day one. And then we get down to business. We start bringing in lawyers and accountants and merch people, talk about touring. Then we get them ready on the next day. And then on Friday night, we do a thing we call the band ball. So they go and do their little dinner break, have dinner with their friends. And we have everybody in the music community from Houston coming in, and they set up a table. It's recording studios, social media experts, all these guys. And it's a 3-hour, from 7 to 10. And we pop it up, and you want to talk to these guys. And these are speakers that have been on there, people that we've vetted that have really good quality stuff. And we also have a silent auction. So one of the things we auction off is, hey, when we auction things, they tend to go for 1/3 of what they're worth. So we auction off, how'd you like to write a song with the #1 hit songwriter? How'd you like to have a day's worth of lockout studio time here? How'd you like a radio campaign? How'd you like this? It auctions off, and if it's $1,000, they may get it for $300. So they're able to fix their career or afford something they couldn't. All the money goes to the nonprofit for help us put it on. And the people who donated it, they get a tax write-off for whatever it goes for at auction.
And we are supporting our local artists, and we are helping divert from industry insider things that may be good or bad. There are a lot of things. I'm thinking about this. We have a guest that'll be on soon, so I don't want you to go away. But just like if I were to ask you about, Barry, I write all the time. I write songs. Uncleryano will be like, this woman needs to go to Springboard.
Well, now I've been telling her she need to come to Springboard. Let's go ahead and bring Clay up if we got him on the ramp. I told him to come on in early if he could swing it. Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's
I
if
want
he.
Barry to meet him for sure. I
Yeah.
told him. So I do see Clay with this. Barry, I don't want you to go anywhere. This is a big, huge thing that we got going on with Springboard. I didn't even ask you about We Get Artists yet, but I do see Clay. Now, let me preface this. The individual coming on, his name is Clay Aery, and that is Clay, Aery. You can find him if you're looking on Instagram at the Clay Aery, again, Aery. And the reason that I have ran into Mr. Clay Aery is because of T3R. So the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards are coming up, and they will be on the weekend of the 20th going through the 25th. Now, I'm going early. That's the reason I said the 20th. But Mr. Clay Aery is actually playing. He is in one of the rounds that will be there. And so we're asking for all of your support out there. They depend on your votes right now for what that is. And that, again, is not me. I am independent, Barry. Just like we are discussing right now at Springboard, being independent and being able to work with multiple radio stations, platforms, and a broadcast, which we are. And so Uncleryano is part of that with me, whether that is publishing with Star Spangled Bangers. Yes, I just said that, Star Spangled Bangers. You got it. When we shout out Texas Regional Radio Music Awards, this is to, my country's coming. This is to support the local artists. That's who we are supporting. So no, I'm not on their station, but we do work with many, many people within the industry too. So Barry, I'm going to bring up Clay Aery. And my question was going to be for someone like Clay, who I believe this one right here shouldn't even be in the Future Faces round. He needs to just skip on up. He's very
awesome.
talented, and you're about to meet him. And I really know that right there, boom, Mr. Clay Aery is now joining us. I just surprise popped him on the stage for you. Clay, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. It is nice to see you. This is Clay Aery. Clay Aery. This is Mr. Barry Coughing.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
That is Uncleryano that you have probably had conversations with.
Yes, sir.
How are you, young man? You looking sharp.
Well, thank you. I'm awful tired for all the work I do.
That's what I'm talking about. Hear that, ladies? The man is hardworking and good looking. That's a win-win.
Yeah, I'm writing a song right now.
He said, "Yeah,
good with my hands."
Oh, easy.
So, Clay, we ended up getting you on with someone that is a really big insider in the music industry, and this is Barry Coughing. I wouldn't say no here. So I was very, very happy for someone like you or someone like me. We're independent, right? Like you write, you play, you do a lot in the music industry. You're right there in Nashville right now. I'll be seeing you soon playing at T3R. In that round. So y'all need to listen. We're pushing for the voting. So you're playing the male vocalist. What did you get qualified for? Future Faces?
Yeah, Future Faces. That was it.
Okay. Well, that's that. You're good. Future Faces.
I actually didn't even I didn't even expect it. I didn't it was very surprising to even know that I was going to be on Future Faces. So,
well, you know, what's interesting to me is I said, you know, even though it's labeled Future Faces for you, Clay, you've already been doing so much in the music industry. It's not like you're new. You do quite a bit. And so when I was stalking, I just said stalking, y'all. Did y'all hear that? And I
heard it. Barry did too. Barry ducked down in the camera. Yep.
When I was talking and listening to Barry, this is a artist, you know, country music artist. He's very, very good. And getting him as an independent, and I was talking to you, you know, it's me and my songwriting. I'm not sure that I want back on a stage, but Clay is. And so I really wanted Clay to meet you as an industry person. Clay, if you've got questions, this is the guy right here. Like anything you want to ask right now, you've got an insider seat to ask him about it, because we are all trying to figure it out too in this digital era with the industry. Do you have a question for Mr. Barry Coughing?
Yeah, how do you get luckier?
Work harder.
Work harder. That's all. That's all I seem to do and seem to know how to do. But
well, I mean, it's a combination of work hard and work smart.
Yeah.
Some of what we do with our conference, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of parts of the game that are really counterintuitive. That's the part that I think is is rough because some things are they're not logical unless somebody tells you the secret rules.
Secret rule.
Oh,
secret
well,
rule.
Some of them are secrets, and some of them they make like there's once somebody explains it to you, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people think, that they hear the Hollywood stories and they go like, hey, my music is really like this guy. I should open for him, or I should open for her. And I see all the stories. If they just heard my stuff, they'd let me open. And that's not how it works. Really, again, every once in a while, if an artist really likes somebody, or the manager, wants to manage you and manages them, those things can happen. But most of the time when you're on a tour, it's one of two ways, and they both come down to money. One is, you want to be on this stage, buy on. Give them $20,000 to open so they can buy the Verilight package that they couldn't afford.
Yep.
And that happens every day. The other one is, they've got a special bonus they got to hit. If they hit this number of tickets, they get a super bonus. Sometimes it's after you sell 80% of tickets, every ticket after that, the artist gets 100%. There's a lot of weird deals that go on. So if I'm sure to get into my bonus number in Oklahoma, and I know Clay can get me 500 tickets, hey, Clay, why don't you come on and open for me?
Right.
So that's one of the things. With film and TV, I do a thing where I teach people, because I've written 200 songs for film and TV myself that I've gotten in. I used to be a writing for dollars guy. And the mistake a lot of people make is they want to, it's a vampire movie, they want to give them their vampire song. It's a song about oil things. Oh, I got a song about oil people. Well, when you put a song about a vampire in the middle of a vampire movie, it looks stupid. Unless you're doing kids theater, where you want to, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, then it's going to happen, and we'll sing a song about it while it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't do that, but what you do too, also, a lot of the country singers in particular struggle with film and TV. One, it's only 5 to 7% of our movies even ask for country. So anyone tells you, you're going to make a living doing country and film and TV. No, you're not. That it's a rare thing. There's, for every Yellowstone or anything like that, there are 100 other things. But the other thing too is where you get it is, if you're asking me, how do I write songs that get into movies? The first thing you got to do is you got to write to the emotion, not the action. If you write, I walked outside, it's smoking, it's raining, and I smoked a cigarette. I try to put that in any movie, and nobody walks outside, and there's no rain, and there's no cigarette. It looks weird, But if you write to the, I feel like it's raining, and I'm trying to light a cigarette. Well, shoot, that could happen anywhere. That could happen, this guy's trying to pick up a girl in a bar. All these other things. If you could be poetic, you could be emotional. I'm feeling lost and blue. Oh my God, she is feeling lost and blue. I think we found that song. That Clay guy really nailed it. But if you said I jumped in my car, my Ford car, I drank my bourbon, a lot of a lot of what country songwriters do now is collage art. They'll take an emotional thing, a Marlboro, a Chevy, a fresh mowed grass, and they'll put those things together as opposed to writing about emotion or a feeling. They'll do things that will evoke those feelings and emotions, and that, while it's very effective, it makes it way more difficult. But once somebody tells you that, you go, it makes sense. And there's a boatload of rules like that in every single piece of what you're doing.
So Barry, tell me, so as again, you and I have talked about it quite a bit, but for the listeners and for Clay and Tracy, the more melodic or the more dynamic, depending on what the emotion calls for in that scene, that would be your composition. And your lyric, the more general that your lyric can be, something both identifiable but also extremely general, where you can apply that in so many different areas, and so many different perspectives and backgrounds. The more universal and almost a more generic lyric, it seems like so often that just increases the chances on sync placement. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, generic is one thing. So generic is probably the wrong word because it can be generic. I'm jumping in
Universal.
my Ford, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, and a universal is a fine thing, but you can be specific. What you got to do is you've got to talk about the emotion, the feeling, not the action. So if you want to talk about what separates the men from the boys, the other thing too, from a production standpoint, don't go from 3/4 to 4/4 in the bridge. Don't, all the crazy stuff you do to stand out on the radio. 90% of everything I place, you're not the star of the show. Mm-hmm. You're there to make it sound like it's a really happening party, to make it sound like it's a really romantic night, to make it sound like this. You want to make it feel you're there to set the scene. Don't distract me. Mm-hmm. The lead singer.
We're talking about licensing and music within the films and TV. I just want to clear that up, everybody, because we've got a couple of conversations. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, that is
sure. So we're talking about that.
Yeah, I'm strictly talking about that. And the other thing too is I preach is make the art you want to make, and then if you're going to be a whore about it, whore out to sell it. Don't whore your art out. Go ahead and write a song with Aery. I walked outside raining. And, to me, I wanted to make the record I wanted to make. I would wear a dress and dye my hair green to sell it. If I'm going to pick a place to compromise, let it be there. Don't make it the music.
Yeah. He would look very good in the dress.
Well, Uncleryano has all the green for you right up above you. So you got the green glow going on. So I'm going to ask for Clay, too. As a songwriter myself, you're talking about licensing within movies and film, TV. So that is very nice to know. Thank you for that information. Springboardhouston.com. You need to go check this out. Springboard Houston. We're talking about 100 bands within 8 hours. We mentioned, Clay, they were talking about Guns N' Roses, Metallica, names that were just kind of being thrown around. I was like, wait a minute, that's not a small name. Hold on a minute. And this is the first year, right, where you've got how many country bands?
It's not the first year. It just happens to be a really good batch.
A really big one for country.
Yeah. We've had other years, like when Jesse Roach was on early on. We've had good country stages. We had 700 bands sign up, and we picked the best available athletes. We used to stupidly try to get, we'll try to balance it out, and then we'd have, the fifth best country guy was better than the 10th best blues guy. So you started not getting the most talented people because, we can't have too many country guys. We can't have too much hip hop. We can't have too much metal. So we threw that out. We go best available athlete. And if it gets out of balance, like this year, very strong country. We don't care. We just make sure we support those guys.
Well, with something like Springboard, I bet you anything Clay didn't even know that Springboard was even out there. Did you know about Springboard, Clay?
I had nothing. I've never heard of it. So
yeah.
No, that's okay. Most people haven't. We're really good at doing it, not so good at talking about it.
No, that's a good thing. And so I was very, very fortunate to grab Barry, Clay. So I do want you to hear. I have a couple of songs of Clay's in here. Clay, I'd like for you to tell us a little about you because I'll get to see you live here soon. But while we've got Barry in here, he jumped in for Springboard. And I really want to know what We Get Artists. Is that a digital platform that is coming?
So what We Get Artists is, if you want us to represent you, to put you in film and TV, you go to wegetartists.com and it explains what we do. Our deal's non-exclusive. You can leave anytime. It shows you some of the projects we put songs in. We're very pro artists. We don't take any ownership of your masters. We don't take any ownership of your publishing. You don't like us, 30 days notice, you're out. You can work with 100 other people. So it's just where we go if you want help pitching stuff. And we don't make it, doesn't cost anything. We don't make money unless we make you money.
All right. And that is We Get Artists. And you can just go to wegetartists.com. .com, and it's with an S. And I'm saying that because we are on radio, although we're live right now on a broadcast. You can go back and find it. We're also a podcast. You are on Patriots Inside the Wire Productions with Two Step Tribe Live with Mr. Barry Coughing from Springboard. If you look that up, the springboardfest.com is the main festival. but springboardhouston.com is happening here soon. The weekend of March 20th. You've literally got like a week. You're down to the wire here. We're using the code TRIBE. If you'd like to attend, for $20, you can go to Springboard and hear 100 different musicians at multiple different genres. I always say, like, what kind of music do you like? I'm like, good music. And then I need the insider information because I just don't want to. I don't know if it's age. I don't know if it's just from dealing with different people. And you got the digital era right now, everybody. It's like, I'm going to cut right through all of that BS. And I'm just going to go right here because I kind of, you get to that point where in a digital era to support an artist right now on the show. I'm going to tell you, Clay's sitting there. You need to make a digital playlist. Like just going and clicking Spotify to listen to something that Clay has out there, Clay Aery, the musician right now, you got to make a playlist in order to support your artists. There's a lot more that you can do literally digitally just to help your artists out there and being independent. So please make a playlist, number one. Barry, what other advice do you have? You've got Clay over there he's very, very good. I'm going to play his music.
I wanted to say one thing for clarification with everybody. The $20 of tickets for the public to attend. For the artists do not pay. The artists do not pay. They cover their own fuel and their hotels if they are from out of town. But the artists never have to pay with Springboard. It's always about the artist and trying to show them a sustainable way to go to the next level and improve their income while doing their passion. And
also, if you're from out of town, if you go to springboardhouston.com, we got 2 incredible hotel deals. We got Candlewood Suites for $79 and $89, and we got a Holiday Express for $96 and $109, so that everybody can afford to be there. And then again, like if you like country rock singer songwriter, we've got the Powder Keg Stage sponsored by CMA of Texas. If you like hip hop and pop and R&B, well, you go to Emmett's Place. But if you're like Tracy, you can't decide. Well, you go to the Venue Event Center, and we've got 24 bands of every single ilk. So if you want to get a little bit of everything, go there. But whatever you're into, if you want to be in one world, this world, or I can't pick a world, we got something for you either way.
It's just good music to me. It's very interesting. I haven't even been around you in person yet. And you already know that I don't just pick one lane.
Y'all are gonna love each other when I can get y'all in the same room. Y'all gonna love each other.
Wait,
I'm gonna go hang out with Clay. Y'all go. And
I was gonna say, Barry, I am not afraid to ask, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Clay's not either. We're not afraid to ask you. So you're talking to 2 people right now who are gonna say, all right. I am going to touch base, aren't you, Clay? We are going to ask about the independent artist support. So, Clay, let's jump over to you a little bit here. I've got your songs in here. You're listening to all of this. How are you doing, and where are you right now?
With music or where I'm living?
Both. Like right now, you are where?
Well, right now, I'm in Nashville.
Okay.
I've been recording, writing, working on a Sprinter van. And just getting ready to go tour this weekend in Arkansas and Oklahoma, and been working on a whole album. Nice. And I'm very, very, very excited.
Nice. All right. Where should we go to find you? I've already put out that we need to have them look at Instagram for the Clay Aery. I noticed that is your account on there. Your website, is it just ClayAerymusic.com?
It's theclayaery.com.
theclayaery.com. I had it right from the beginning. So the Clay Aery, and that's AERY. There's a reason I'm spelling it. ClayAery.com. The type of music that you're writing, Clay, can you tell me a little bit about what you got going on with your album there?
I've got a few songs that I wrote myself. It's more of I've kind of let people listen to them beforehand to see which ones fit and which ones don't. But there's a few of them that I have wrote on there that I really love, and then the rest of them, I've always said to myself, if the better song's outside pitch, then you're gonna take it, because I mean, a good song is a good song, period. So
yeah. Smart.
I'm not always about like, hey, I want to be on the song. It's about I want to sing the song.
There you go. There you go. You want to be a piece of it. You want to be a part of it. That's very smart. That's why we say tribe all the time. And with your music, I have 2 songs here that you loaded us up with. So you have sent me Time for That and The Only One. Which one of those you want to tell me about first?
I can tell you about Time for That.
Okay.
Time for That. I held on to that song for like nearly 2 years, and it's because I meant pretty special to me. And I actually wrote that song about a true story. So I was dating a girl, and
Always a girl.
yeah, it's always a girl, and she was cheating on me with another guy, like dating another guy at the same time. He was in the military, and I was like, she was like, I don't know which way to go. I don't know who to choose. And that didn't make sense to me. So I said, I ain't got time for that. So
I ain't got time for that. Clay, did I just miss something? Did you serve?
I did not.
Okay, but your friend did. So we say thank you to that. So, but it gave you a song. And I am so used to this. I call it Jody songs. I don't know.
That wasn't his friend. That was the guy that the girl was liking. Yeah.
He was doing his service, and I was doing mine. So
yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
In multiple ways.
Yep.
And you've got the song out of this. So Barry, you're back here. We're with Clay Aery here, and it's called Time for That. That is your song that we're going to play right now to check out. And we just told you how that came about. So this is Clay's song right here that he has, Barry and Uncleryano. It's called Time for That.
Another Friday night, another reason why you can't go out. Heard there's another guy that you got on your mind, and that ain't my style. You're going round in circles, and all you have to say to me is I don't know. Well, I've been hanging on too long enough for me to say that you should know. If you're gonna break my heart, go on and do it right now. I ain't being
Ooh, that is Clay Aery again playing right there. I ain't got time for that. I said the country way. I said ain't. I put ain't in there. It is
That's
called
awesome.
Time For That. Clay, I love the song. What do you think, Barry?
Well, you know what's great about that is that chorus that could go in a movie.
Ah,
Because you don't, you know, you was talking about trying to figure it out, all that stuff. Yeah, in fact, at the end where you kind of broke it down, because people don't know, a long placement in a movie is 45 seconds. You don't, we all think about the big long end title song stuff. That is not what happens in most movies. So you could see a guy, I ain't got time for that, where he's out getting drunk, with his friends because, something weird's going on. If you're going to break my heart, just tell me.
I ain't got time for that.
It could also be he's, some guys like pining away, going to her work or watching her from afar. There's a lot of different things where that would work.
Yeah, it would work for females too. So I don't have time for that when it comes to any of the female mess either. So, right, Clay?
That never happens. That never happens to you guys.
Hey, I just tell it like it is. I don't know how else to say it except for the straight up truth. I love it. Uncle, what do you say? I mean, Time For That to me is that's like my theme song.
Look, I'm a big fan of Clay. He and I have not talked to the length that I would have liked to have, but I think I've tried to express that when he and I have communicated, and I don't throw that out lightly. I think he's got everything. All the boxes are checked. He's born and ready to rock and roll, and all he needs is a springboard. See what I did there?
He definitely does need a springboard there, Barry. So that's why we're introducing Clay Aery, not only to everyone out there. Again, shout out to the radio stations, Texas Brew, The Swamp, 107.5. Got to say hi to our favorite radio stations. I shouldn't have said favorite. We love our radio stations, but we love it even more when you support our independent artists. So every bit of music that's here, everything about the show is going to be on 107.5 The Swamp. It is with the Texas Brew Radio and True Grit radio station, and we even have a Nashville radio station. So we have multiple radio stations that love to support our independent artists, and that's what we look for. And then we have Mr. Barry Coughing here and Uncleryano, although he doesn't say it all the time. He's actually going to be one of the speakers there at Springboard, springboardhouston.com. And I see that finger pointing up, so just go ahead.
I wanted to say, Clay, are all these songs released? Have you dropped them on the streaming platforms?
For the album?
Yeah, well, the songs that we're listening to tonight.
Oh, yes, I have dropped them.
Okay, so just so you know, courtesy of our brother in arms and sister in arms and our friends at Heroes Media Group, as well as 107.5 The Swamp and Texas Brew Radio, you know that you just got a whole mess of radio stations that's fixing to start spinning your stuff.
Well, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm already doing it.
Well, yeah. Well, she was talking about the show, but with 107.5 The Swamp, that's 60 radio stations to 195 countries, and Mr. Rob Charles will be calling Tracy and requesting these songs. So just so you're aware. And this is part of joining the tribe. The tribe will join you back.
That's right. That's right. We do have a wonderful guest there. Not even a guest, it's a partner is what it is. So just like we have Barry Coughing, who's used to working with multiple types of music within the industry of what they're putting on with Springboard, and We Get Artists. I'm definitely going there to that website, wegetartists.com. Clay Aery, again, I'll be able to see him coming up. They call it T3R. Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. No, I am not on that station. I want to point that out, but I do support our independent artists. And that is why when we have someone like 107.5 The Swamp, and I think you may know him, Barry, 107.5 The Swamp, you mentioned Rob, his first name, that is 60 plus radio stations in literally over 195 countries, because you don't have too many more than that. What we're saying is he's worldwide. So it's not just The Swamp. So this show will always be like right there on radio. So we're not just coming to you on social media. We're not just like a podcast. We wrapped it all up into a broadcast, a podcast, radio. So all of the music, no matter what, goes. And then, yes, if they like your music, they end up giving me a call and they'll say, hey, or if I really like your music, I go ahead and give them a call and say, hey, all right, let's go ahead and get this one on rotation for me. So that's the good news. And then you're right here with Barry. I have another one for Clay in here I want to know about, and it's The Only One.
Well, only one. So I had scrambled through lots and lots of songs, and Only One happened to be the only one I was going to pick because I just stuck in my head. And actually, the writers on that were Craig Campbell, Joel Shoemake, and James McCormick, and those are the people that wrote Family Man by Craig Campbell, and I was very pleased to be a part of that song, and it was like one of the catchiest songs that I heard in a long time, so I was like, that's 90s vibe, and that's me, so like I'm all over it.
Yeah, do you have a question, Barry, or do we want to go ahead and just grab the song?
Well, let's grab the song. Also, hey, can you guys send me one of your Patriots logos, and I'll put you on our community partners on Springboard?
Yes, sir. I can do that easily. You got it. I will definitely do it. It's right up above you, but I will get your number and I will definitely get that to you. So Tribe. There you go. This is Two Step Tribe live tonight with Clay Aery again. Mr. Barry Coughing. We're talking about springboardhouston.com. You need to check that out. #Tribe. You can attend the Springboard Festival coming up the weekend of March 20th in Houston, Texas. Now, this is going to happen. He puts on 4 of these a year. So, Clay, I'd love to see you at one of the Springboard's festivals. You got to go to the website for Springboard Fest, and you can sign up there. But we've actually already got you a front man introduction right there. So, you love how I did that, don't you, Barry?
We played this last year. We supported our partners with a similar mission with a dear friend of Barry's. We went and did the Cutting Edge. We went and supported them and helped them. So it was a real joint venture where Springboard, the team from Springboard, went and supported Cutting Edge, who have been doing amazing work down in New Orleans, Louisiana. Are we still on deck to go to Baton Rouge after that?
We're in fact, Henry Turner will be there, so we'll be talking about that at that time.
Okay, all right. And then additionally, we still got Memphis in the books this year.
Oh yeah.
He said,
Y'all
"Oh yeah."
just said Henry Turner's name like he's a man. Clay, if you haven't look up Henry Turner Jr. He was just on. He just called me tonight. The Listening Room in Louisiana. You can get your music and go play there too, Clay. He's part of Tribe. You know, he's there tonight playing Henry Turner Jr. Holy cow. He called me and said, you want me to jump on the show again? I said, hon, I've got it. I've got Clay Aery. I've got Barry Coughing from Springboard. So we got a frontline phone call straight to Henry Turner Jr. Amazing. Like, man, that show, y'all listen, if you did not pay attention to that show, you need to go back and hear his music. I've got some of it in here and I'm just like, whoa. Now that story is a story that you are never going to hear again. It's a very good one. Clay Aery right now. Time for that. I'm not going to forget that one. The Only One. Clay, did I notice that you just did something with Craig Boyd?
Craig Wayne Boyd or Craig Campbell?
Craig Wayne Boyd.
Yeah, me and Craig are really good buddies. We chat all the time, and sometimes we play together, and sometimes he sends me some songs, and sometimes I hang out with his family, so we're pretty close.
Yeah, and his family just sang the anthem literally there in Nashville at an event that I was helping with, and so I literally was scrambling to look for artists at different events that we put on too in honor of different people in the community and different runs and things. So Craig and multiple
what
artists.
Event was that?
You just put me on the spot. It's right behind me too. So Memories of Honor in right around Franklin, Tennessee at the golf course there. We did a big it's a run. There. Yeah, you were there?
Yeah, I was there. I was watching him.
You were what?
I was
He was
watching.
watching.
I didn't get to. I didn't run. I didn't want to run. But
Oh, I didn't run either.
played
I was
there.
right there. I was the mom that they had standing there literally. And I was like, oh man, I volunteered before I put myself to work. So I went and did all kinds of work. And then I decided to go hang out and just sit at the picnic tables and was listening to Craig. And, you know, he had his son there and they did the anthem. Nobody wants to do the anthem. So I was the one like going, hey, I got to find somebody that will come do this. And so shout out to Amy there. I did grow up there in Nashville. So that is why I'm back and forth between Nashville and Texas. So yes, we were already in the same spot there, Clay.
Yeah, we actually played a round after that. It was me, Craig, and a few other guys. We were playing a little round over there on the picnic tables and on
I
the
was
stage.
right there. I guarantee I will send you a picture and you're going to go, oh my goodness, that's you and that's Tracy. So I have the pictures from it too. So how about that? That was an accident, literally, y'all. I'm not even kidding.
If you ever see me running, every damn body better start running because there's something terrible back the other way.
We have a question for Clay here. It says, Clay, did you write a song about the loss of your ball career yet? What is that about?
I have not yet.
Okay.
I
know something.
It's my story. I played baseball all the way since I was 4, all the way through college, and then I had an injury. I tore my ACL and my meniscus, and then after that ended, I picked up the old guitar and I started.
You got
Clay?
it. Okay. Yeah.
Clay and I hadn't talked about this, and it's before his time, so I don't expect you to know the name. But Archie Reynolds, a phenomenal, incredible pitcher. Archie Reynolds is my father. He was the starting pitcher for the Cubs and the Angels. And his best friend was Nolan. Nolan lived with my parents and went to spring training with the Angels before he went on to the Mets where he was signed. And my mother was still pregnant with me. And I came shortly thereafter. And that's where my name came from, was Nolan. So anyway, baseball's been in and out of my life. I was terrible at it. I had the genetics, but I could throw a softball 88 miles an hour. I had no idea where it was what zip code it was going to end up in. But I could throw the heat. I just didn't know where the fire was going to land. Right. But I've seen it firsthand with so many of our sports. I've got so many NFL and baseball and basketball pros that have been friends of mine through the years. And I will tell you, young man, and this doesn't help, but have peace in the fact that every wrong turn takes you exactly where you're supposed to be. And it doesn't make sense till you can look back at it, because when you think you're being torn apart, you're actually being rebuilt for something more beautiful. And that's what's coming. You're amazing at what you do, and what you do is going to bring joy to people a lot longer than throwing a ball would. Right. I'm just saying, that's just fact. You know,
I love that. Thank you.
So all the guys playing baseball will be rocking to the soundtrack of what you're doing. I've been in those locker rooms. I've been in the major league locker rooms. I know they got country cranked in there as well as hip hop and rock and everything else.
I'm not asking you why.
Yeah, oh shoot, they was my partners. Yeah, they were my partners. Well, it was because the last one was because when my song became the rally cry for Boston Red Sox. Yeah, and so I was up there. That's the only place I was hanging out, was down in the locker room and in the dugout. First time I ever got this beautiful haircut right here, because the whole team did it. So I went and did it, and it stayed ever since. Fun fact. No kidding. Baseball did this mess to me, Clay. You lucky, son. He's got beautiful, thick locks like Barry because he got out when he did. I'm proud of you.
Yep, yeah. I love it. Now, we've got this song that Barry and I want to hear, and it is called The Only One. And you mentioned the other songwriters. Songwriting is very, very deep within me. I love to write. Even Uncleryano, he's going to say, Tracy, stop. Because I've got about 1,000.
No, it's not that I say stop. I love the creative, and she's a phenomenal writer, but she says, I want you to take a sip. Here's a fire hose. Yeah.
Oh, Oh,
And
hey,
there went my
I go. Why
Yeah.
do you slow down? Like, seriously, like, you're going to do it, man. That's my motto, right? Just do it. And I am not Nike, so I'm not until they support and want to pay us for sponsorship. I'm talking about.
I think I might be more Adidas. I might be Adidas. Said
I'm gonna
that
say
like
get her
Wilford
done.
Brimley.
I got a song called "Get Her Done," and that is what I'll say.
Yeah.
I say let's play Clay's song. Barry's there sitting there looking at me too. Our eyes are like, what the heck is going on here? So we got Mr. Clay Aery as the musician on right now on Two Step Tribe Live by Patriots Inside the Wire Productions. Uncleryano right up there as always. Mr. Barry coughing about Springboard. Check out springboardhouston.com. Here is The Only One by Mr. Clay Aery, and that is Aery.
There's only one Mississippi, only one king of rock and roll, and only one brand of whiskey I ain't allowed to drink when I'm alone. There's only one road into my hometown, and the same one gets you out. Yeah, you're the only one that makes my little world go round. The only one who turns it right side up when it's upside down. Yeah, there might be plenty of fish in the sea, oh, but even my heart would agree. Baby, you're the only one, you're the only one for me. There's more than one way to love you, but only one way to love you right. Yeah, that's right. There's more than one way to hold you, but only one way to hold you tight. There might be more than one way to skin a cat, no, but we ain't talking about that. Yeah, you're the only one that makes my little world go round. The only one who turns it right side up when it's upside down. Yeah, there might be plenty of fish in the sea, oh, but even my heart would agree. Baby, you're the only one, you're the only one for me. Yeah, you're the only one that makes my little world go round. The only one who turns it right side up when it's upside down. Yeah, since our first kiss, you've been my cup of tea, oh, but even my heart would agree. Baby, you're the only one, you're the only one for me. Baby, you're the only one for me, yeah.
Woo! What do we think about this one? Here we go. The Only One by Clay Aery. That is Aery. TheClayAery.com. What do we think? Barry, Uncleryano?
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Country is the hoe handle.
They didn't go to get you kicked out of films either. You're the only one for me. That could be in a million different places. Because again, you're not, that's right into the emotion. You're the only one for me. Now you're getting into commercials and it could be a Ford truck. It could be, it could be anything.
Well, let me say this, Barry. If we happen to get Clay into any of this, Clay, you need to touch base with me and remember me, okay? as this independent artist right here that we're like talking about movies, we're talking about commercials, we're talking about getting Clay going as an independent artist, songwriting, all of this, Barry. You know, we appreciate your time and taking care of independent artists, and not just you, but Uncleryano too. You know, you're always here at the Tribe. You can find us here at Two Step Tribe. Again, you can go to patriotsinsidethewire.com. That is a production. It is Patriots Inside the Wire. Again, from Two Step Tribe, the show. It is a broadcast, a podcast, a radio, and a show that you can check out. Tonight's artist is Clay Aery. Again, if you're on Instagram, it's the Clay Aery. You can check that out. But for music, the only one is out digitally. And so is Time for That. So I need you to make a playlist. That is number one. Check out that music. Start supporting your artists. Clay, you mentioned you have an album coming. Like, how close are we talking about getting that out?
Well, I guess I'll shout out to Craig Campbell. As soon as me and him get together, I guess there's a little sneak peek coming along. He has wrote a few of my songs, and he's going to be kind of a bigger part. I'm not going to say what yet, but he's going to be a bigger part of a song. And as soon as we get that done, and I'm working on 2 more in the studio, and then I'll be done.
Nice. I can't wait in order to see you. So I want everyone to check out theclayaery.com, and I want to know when your music's out, the rest of it. Writing is a big thing with me too. Clay, do you have other questions? I mean, I already know your questions, actually. I mean, it's really about, you know, you said, how do you get lucky, or what is that next step, you know? And in the music industry, you know, I even made the mistake of, you know, I silently was coming back, and I was hanging out in Nashville, and I was just trying to check out what was going on. Didn't even announce like what I might or might not do, and I still don't. And I made the decision to leave Nashville and come back to Texas because it was so saturated for me. I was like, dang, man, it is so commercialized and saturated that I just trying to break through as an independent artist nowadays was like, man, there was a whole lot going on there, Barry. I was like, I'm going to have to get back out. And Nashville.
Well, it's always going to be saturated. If you ever wait for the day when it's not, you'll just be waiting until you go somewhere else to wait. That's just not going to be the case. So what you got to do is you got to actually lift yourself up. You start by building a tribe. That's literally what Barry has done, is what we did organically. There was no Springboard back then. We didn't have access to the web like this to connect everyone right into each other's homes. We could never conceive of this 30 years ago. And then I go to Nashville, and you start meeting people who are into the same kinds of music, and you're not even trying to build a tribe. You're trying to get to know people. But the one thing that you automatically have in common is most of you, if the truth was told, you didn't have all the support back at home or where you were from. Very few people, the ones who come and were the big fish in the pond, get mowed up. They can't handle it because they've never felt it before, and they go back home. The ones who never were fully appreciated at home, the profits not recognized in their hometown kind of thing, those people come to Nashville, and they already have that toughness enough to be able to endure people saying that you don't have it or whatever, and they know better, they believe better, and they start connecting with other people just like them who have the juice, but it was never acknowledged, and you start to connect. That's what Barry's built now with Springboard. I saw it the first visit that I ever went there when he picked a place like Houston the first time, but we had people there from Chicago, Atlanta, Venezuela, Mexico City. They were all, and they had that one thing in common. They came, and they instantly, that's where the stars start shining and reaching out to each other. And so I was really, really completely and totally into his whole concept. There was nothing that I didn't think was awesome. And I just wanted to know, I think, what did I ask you? How can I help?
Stupid, wasn't it?
Yeah, no.
You should have known better. I thought he was a smart guy, but
well, I know, me too, I guess. But, but the thing is at the end of the day, though, look what we've done. Look at the people that we've been working with and look at where they are just 1 year later. Look at the phenomenal band that's they're putting in all the work. We're just showing them where we can help and nudge and possibly make it better. I'm so proud of Celeste Wilson. She's doing so phenomenal. Celeste Marie Wilson. She's an angel. Then you've got Delta Circle that are killing it right now. 100-meter scream and out of the ashes. These guys are fantastic. Bree Carter. Oh my God. Let me say that name 3 times. Bree Carter. I mean, all these guys are putting in the work. They're busting it like you were saying, Clay. Dude, you're willing to put in the work because you're investing in you. And that's how you get other people to buy into you and also invest in you. And it doesn't always have to be money. Money comes and goes. If you got enough time, you can make more money, but all the money in the world won't buy more time. So which one's more valuable? And people are willing to put their lives into you and help you because they believe in you. Then you'll get to a point where the other ones, they'll smell money. They don't jump in because, the song changed their life. That might be a 1% deal, but they're going to come running because they smell money, right? That's just how it is. That's just how the world is. So the thing that's always going to be saturated. And so your tribe and building up your tribe is how there's a disturbance in the sea of people. They start to see a disturbance. They start to see a ball up. That's your tribe growing right there. Then the current's having to go around it or go into it. And Barry and his team are very instrumental in helping people orchestrate that.
My 2 favorite quotes about that is, one, you will find no sane men on the top of mountains. No one logically goes into this and, again, you see somebody who's done something great. There's a little crazy in there in doing this. And the other thing too is the Babe Ruth quote. It's tough to beat somebody who doesn't quit. Best 3 out of 5, best 5 out of 7, best 7 out of 9, a lot of
over baseball tonight. I didn't even know I was having a baseball episode.
Well, a lot of it is
it's like it's an athlete in the music, the competition, Barry, right? You kept using the word athlete.
Well, so, it's also it comes down to, it really is, a lot of it is not quitting.
Yeah.
There's nights and days when everybody wants to just go, show me where I go to surrender. And it's if you don't, it's like a lot of the people, when you looked at like the springboards, all those people were a little bit crazy or a little bit this or a little bit desperate. There was something like we literally, the one he went to, I want to say it was one of those deals. We had a ton of artists flying in from Mexico and Peru, and we had a really big Latin stage. And again, I always am intimidated when they come to Springboard and they're coming from Australia or we really go, gosh, they put so much money into being there. And we had one girl that was there, I think it was in Memphis, and in her house had burnt down in Hawaii. They had the fires there. And they had a Kickstarter and they raised money and she came to Springboard. And so those things, we really take that serious, for what it takes, but you must be present to win. That's really what it comes down to.
You got it. I mean, everything you're saying, it's very true. Not quitting. I didn't quit. I just grew up there and was like, wait a minute, I don't want to be living here full time. So I will always be back and forth, but I believe in the analogy, everything you're talking about. I know what Clay's actually thinking now. I am actually getting messages literally anytime an artist comes on the show and they're holding a guitar. I get the message like, hey, is he going to play that thing? So I actually am getting the messages going, he is hugging a guitar, Tracy. And usually on the show, if you're holding a guitar, we're like, hey, are you going to use that thing for a little bit, Clay?
Barry holds me like that, just so you know.
That's just to cover up my big gut. That's all.
That's awesome.
It's up to you, Clay. But
I can do it if you want me to. Yeah,
we'd love to
do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll play something that you guys haven't heard yet. So
here we go.
A little sneak peek of what's coming up.
All right.
Sneak peek.
This first one's not one that I wrote, and It's called Fractions. So here it is. Every bar I walked into felt too much like home. Whiskey was the reason she left me here alone. Thought I was cool, but I was being a fool. That's where she drew the line. Yeah, I lost her by fractions, 1/5 at a time. Never saw her leave and come. I thought she'd always be around. I'd let go of this bottle if I can just hold her right now. But there's too much whiskey under that bridge. Think she could be mine. I lost her by fractions, 1/5 at a time. As much as it made me feel good, it made her feel twice as bad. I stayed out most every night. I didn't know just what I had. I was drinking and I wasn't thinking. Yeah, that's how I lost mine. Yeah, I lost her by fractions, 1/5 at a time. Never saw her leave and come. I thought she'd always be around. I let go of this bottle if I could just hold her right now. But there's too much whiskey under that bridge. I think she could be mine. Yeah, I lost her by fractions, 1/5 at a time. But there's too much whiskey under that bridge. Think she could be mine. Yeah, I lost her by fractions, 1/5 at a time. Yeah, I lost her by fractions, 1/5 at a time.
Ooh, there we go. That is Mr. Lee Clay Aery right there. That is a song. Tell us the name of the song again.
It's called Fractions.
Fractions. I love it. I love the one word title too. Fractions. There we go. Clay Aery. That one is not out. We just heard you say that. And so you wanted our opinion on that. And I'm looking at Uncleryano and Mr. Barry coughing. Your mic is muted because you were paying attention to that song. So I personally love it, every bit of it. And I say that is a wonderful, wonderful song. And Mr. Barry Coughing joining us here from springboardfest.com. You can go to springboardhouston.com for that festival and everything that is taking place. It is a big, wonderful festival that supports all of our individual independent artists, multiple genres. Barry is about to leave us, but he did get to hear you just play live. So I was going to let him say something to us before he heads out. Barry?
Oh, no, I just thought, that sounds great. It's a very interesting song. It'll be, again, it's pretty obvious, that there's a lot of people who lose people 1/5 at a time. Trust me.
Yeah.
In my family, it's kind of what we do. That's all I'm saying. No, it's great, and congratulations on everything you're doing. Your stuff sounds great, and hope you win all the awards. And anything that we can do to support, like we're doing a springboard every 90 days, including now you can't say you can't make it to Memphis now. We go to Memphis now. I know how far that drive is. You can make that.
Hey,
drive.
you know what? That's a good idea, Barry. When is the Memphis springboard that Clay?
We haven't got the exact dates, but it'll be in October.
Okay, Clay, there you go. October, we need to get Clay into the Springboard Memphis Festival.
Yeah, we take over a bunch of clubs on Beale Street, so it's really a lot of fun.
So for me to get Clay in there, I just have Clay go to springboardfest.com.
We'll announce it as soon as this thing's over. We kind of just only go one ahead. But
okay.
Once we finish
springboardhouston.com.
Well, once we finish New Orleans in August, then immediately the signups for Memphis will go up.
Okay, so you got New Orleans coming in August, and then you've got
Baton Rouge.
Yeah,
we just got to settle in.
Yeah, so we're experimenting with ultimately making a mini tour out of it. So on the Houston one, so we're doing the 100 bands on the Saturday, but on Sunday we're setting up 2 stages, one in Katy, Texas, and the other in Kemah, Texas. And so we're starting to creep out a little bit. And then when we do New Orleans, we're going to do New Orleans and Baton Rouge, so we're trying to expand it out so that by this time next year, when we come back to Houston, we'll do Houston, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio. We'll do the big major thing for 3 days in one city, and then we'll take 25 of the bands on a micro tour.
Nice. We love that. I love everything you're doing there, Barry. So we'll be sure to get Clay hooked up with what you've got going on. And also wegetartists.com, and that is springboardhouston.com, everybody out there. Springboardhouston.com. The public can attend. There's a whole lot of music, different genres. $20 if you use the code TRIBE. I will get you that logo, Barry. But really, I think what's going to happen is this is going to end up with a lot of independent artists like Clay who are going to hear from us and go, wait, we want to be involved in what's happening at Springboard. So I'm able to reach out to the independent artists really, really quick. And then they get to hear the music by us going on radio and everything we're doing. So thank you for joining us tonight, Barry, with everything that you've got going on. We are going to be bringing Barry back. So don't worry, Mr. Barry Coughing is going to be back. He jumped in here tonight. Springboard Houston is coming up. I know you've got a lot on your plate, but better watch out, because as soon as I get your number, I'm going to use it.
I thought you were going to say, I got your number, that's why I don't call.
Oh, no. I actually don't have your number, but Uncleryano always gets
I'm not, he'll give it to you anytime you ask him. He will.
Yeah. I guarantee that I have it. I just have not used it. So ironically, I actually do independently, but I do not turn down an offer. So I heard that put out there from wegetartists.com. I heard about Springboard. Baton Rouge, Henry Turner Jr. right there, the listening room, y'all. That's another place.
It's a very fun place.
My goodness.
I sat in with Henry last time at one of his film festivals, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I might come to that one. So I've got an invitation to the New Orleans one, Clay. We'll see where you're at too during that time. But Memphis, and that one would be doable. Houston, I can't make it.
They got the Soul Food Festival coming up in May. And he and I were talking about that earlier today. And we're going to get down on some country cooking out there and some real, just some wicked music, just wicked groove all day, all night.
Got it. He's got the theme song for Baton Rouge. We're talking about Henry Turner Jr. He was one of the last episodes, literally, on here, and you can't get any bigger than that. I was sitting there like, how in the hell am I supposed to interrupt somebody who's done what he has done? Like, you just don't. You sit there. So talk about amazing, just like what you're doing, Barry. Thank you for everything that you're doing. And you too, Clay. Like, the real struggle of getting out there as an independent artist is a love that you have to love what you're doing, and it is not about chasing the dollar. So when you love what you're doing, It's not
You don't
hard
have to
work.
tell him about that part. He's got that down.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're not alone though. That's the
trust me, I
thing,
know.
bud, is you're not alone. And once you guys start connecting, that's when real stuff starts popping off. And that's all that we're doing is like Barry said, it's working smarter, not harder, and doing it as a collective instead of trying to always be a lone ranger. You don't know until somebody shows you. And that's what we're trying to do.
Well, I have this for Clay because have you been to T3R, the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards, and in any of their rounds for anything ever? Okay.
I've never been.
Okay, so for Future Faces, it's about voting. So what's going to happen when you're there is everyone's going to need to vote on who's going to win that category. So I was very, very, very specific when I wanted to pick you. I love all of the lineup. I love all of the artists, but when I heard you, I went, wait a minute, I know him from somewhere. I know where it is now. It's from literally, we were in the same backyard there in Nashville. So I've put it all together now. I'll be sure to send you those pictures or you'll be seeing me very soon. What I want to say to everyone out there for Two Step Tribe, Patriots Inside the Wire Productions, Clay Aery is going to be needing your votes because that is how it works at Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. So that is also coming up. It's March 24th. That you'll be playing the Future Faces show. Is that correct, Clay?
23rd.
23rd, Texas Live in Arlington on March 23rd. And then the actual big show is on the 24th that they have the music awards. And then there's the after parties after Future Faces, and all of the radio personalities will be there. But they're going to depend on votes. So while you're there at the Future Faces playing in a row with these other individuals, it's going to be whoever's like breaking out the phone and voting to see if it's Clay or is it the other individuals that are in his category. So I happen to know all but one of those in that category. So great category to be in. Again, you'll be playing live Future Faces, Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. That is T3R. That is not me. I am supporting an independent artist. That is what I'm doing by talking with Clay Aery, who will be playing there at the Future Faces show. So Clay, I'm making sure they all hear your name multiple times because when they go to vote, I want to hear, Clay Aery just won that. Male vocalist right there.
Right.
Didn't Billy Joe, wasn't she in the Future Faces last year?
She was in Future Faces last year, and now she'll be on the main stage, and she is just taking off.
How many awards? 6 awards she's up for this year?
This year, it's I don't want to say because I don't want to be wrong, but it's definitely that and more. But we have an episode coming with Billy Joe Jones, actually, and we have some surprises that I'm not allowed to talk about yet. So Billy Joe Jones, you will see her. You'll see it, right? You'll see her episode on the back channels. I can talk to my team and tribe, but Billy Joe Jones, I already have something for you. Uncle Rhino has it. It will be coming out. Barry, this young lady, talk about whose tequila are you drinking is one of the songs. And I was like, well, which tequila? And she's like, I don't know. I hate tequila. And I was like, man, your labels are not going to like that one. You better get a name picked really quick. So
what I would say is like, whose tequila you drink to think you can be with me? I think it could be any tequila. You know. But hey, Clay, good luck. I hope you do really far, and look forward to hearing more about you.
Well, thanks,
That's
man.
right.
Appreciate
I'll be
you.
sure to connect you, Barry. We know that you're going to jump off. Clay, we usually grab a song here, and Barry, if you're going to stay or not. But thank you for joining us.
I've got people call me about the festival, so we have a PA problem, so I'm going to go figure out.
You got it. Thank you for joining us. That's Barry Coughing from springboardhouston.com. We get artists.com. And then now is the time, Uncle, when we're almost wrapped up in radio, we get 30-minute increments because we just went over that. We have a little bit more time that we can put some music on the actual air on radio by being in the show right now, which helps Clay and also helps other independent artists. So I refer to Uncle Rhino right now you know what I'm about to do. I'm about to ask you.
Well, I appreciate it. We have stuff. I've got stuff on the charts right now, Clay, but it's not about me. It's about you guys. So I would always defer to y'all. I want y'all to, have you heard any of my stuff?
I have not.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, don't feel bad. It's we came rolling it out real quiet. So yeah, we're in the Texas market, but we're also playing globally all over the world on multiple stations. Um, we've got one out that's called Wayland for Cash. Wayland for Cash. That's the one that's out right now. Yes, Tracy always does the 4. Now she's got me doing it. I'm holding up the 4. Yeah, but
There's a
that's
reason,
one.
everybody. I'm doing it because it's in the
Yeah,
song. Like
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
get all kinds of hate messages.
No, that's going to become some kind of TikTok thing, you know. Yeah, everybody they're going to think it's
They're
oh
gonna think it's something else. Be
yeah
careful.
we yeah we need to stop doing that. I don't But no, it's for us. This is all about you, Tracy. Always, she's you won't get a better advocate who's always rooting for you, me included. So she always tries to incorporate something that I've written or something that I've done into the shows, and I love her dearly for it. Our shows are about you guys, though, so this is your time to shine. So if you've got something else that you would really want to pull out and show off, this is your time right now, buddy.
On the guitar?
Yep.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm gonna play a song I wrote, and this is one that I wrote with Roger Springer and Monty Holmes.
Roger is a beast. Roger been around since my days in Nashville. Yep.
I love his writing, though. He's very talented. But this is the only song that I've written with them so far, them two together. But it's called Honky Tonk PhD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true, I never went to college, but that's never held me back. Old Joe, the bartender, says I'm at the top of his class. I was thirsty for some different kind of knowledge, but just take a look at me. I can drink all night, still say my ABC. Yeah, I've been working hard on my honky tonk PhD. Yeah, I enrolled into this neon school the night she rolled me off. The only tuition I had to pay was $2 in an old jukebox. In here we never stop learning. It's a night's gin and misery. Yeah, I needed extra credit, so I hung around here till 3. Yeah, I've been working hard on my honky tonk PhD. Yeah, I enrolled into this neon school like she rolled me off. The only tuition I had to pay was $2 in an old jukebox. In here we never stop learning. It's a night's gin and misery. Yeah, I needed extra credit, so I hung around here till 3. Yeah, I've been working hard on my honky tonk PhD. Yeah, I've been working hard on my honky tonk PhD.
That literally, I love that song, and that one literally, this don't happen much. I reached over and I started grabbing the harmonica. Yeah, but I missed the solo. I was like, well, there it is. Yeah, yeah. I had to double check which key. I didn't know what key you were in. You in G?
No, I'm in I'm in D flat, I think.
Okay, D flat. Yeah, I had the wrong harp, so it's a good thing I didn't take a solo. Yeah. 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 It would have gone from a solo to a no low, no low, no, no. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, today just ain't my day. Is it, Tracy? I'm gonna go to bed and I'm getting my big old ass up tomorrow, and it's a do-over. That's all I'm saying. I got to have Clay Aery and I got to have Barry Coughing, so I'm winning. And I got Tracy. Mwah. But other than that, everything else is a do-over. Tracy still got the mute button on.
No, I just took it off to shut you up.
Okay.
And I don't mean that like rude. You know that I love you. I love to hear you, so I had it muted on purpose. I really
She yells at me when y'all aren't looking. She yells at me.
I swear it's not true. I mean, you actually did an absolutely incredible thing tonight by getting Barry Coughing and Clay Aery with Barry Coughing. So there is no accident. There isn't any of that. I believe that Clay met Barry for a reason, and you, and it's going to work just fine. You know, me as a songwriter, every bit of us, we're just all helping each other. We got to remember that we are on the radio too. So shout out to 107.5 The Swamp. Again, this is the show. It's going to be with them on 60 different areas and 60 stations, 195 countries worldwide. So making sure we fill up that space for them with our music. And that was Clay Aery playing live on his song. And tell us the title again, Clay, on that song.
Honky Tonk, get your PhD.
Honky Tonk PhD. I love it.
Got to say it real country, so each one of those letters, PhD, each one of them has 2 syllables in it.
PhD.
Yes.
Yeah, PhD. There, y'all are making me really country. I do. So we have a little bit more time. Clay, I am going to play a song that's not released, Uncleryano. And this is because the lovely Mrs. Christian Rochelle, we've got our new show playing next Wednesday night. You will find us 2 radio personalities together who has messaged me multiple times to say, oh my gosh, please play this. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, well, I will, because I got put on the spot last night, literally. And then don't forget that next Tuesday's a big show as well, a 2-Step Tribe with our guests that we have coming on. We've got Mr. Iconics coming as well. So next week on Wednesday is Mel Gibson's movie, We Were Soldiers, and the whole soundtrack to that and the musician from the movie, he will be on as well. That's on Wednesday Warriors, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. This veteran, this movie is about him that Mel Gibson did. We Were Soldiers. So I have my homework. I have to go watch it. He was with Snake. There's Sam Elliott. There's all kinds of people in this movie. So that is next Wednesday. And then, again, well, I have not seen it yet. They've all warned me that, you know, I mean, between Mel Gibson and everybody that's in this movie. So Snake is one of the main characters. And then the gunner in the helicopter is my guest next Wednesday. And he's also a singer and songwriter. So he will be on, actually. That's next Wednesday. And then right after that is Miss Christian Rochelle with Born and Bred meets Tracy 2-Step on 2-Step Tribe. Now, this is the song that I have been hit with because I actually played it. And Clay, I want you to listen to it because I hear your voice. And I'm like, okay, because I don't think I'm going to sing it. But this is the song that I'm being told, please, please, please. Uncle Ronnie, you can say no. But we are on radio airtime, and so for 10 more minutes, I can feed music, and I want Clay to hear something. So what they want is the Johnny and June.
Go ahead and run it.
It's called How Do You Love Like Johnny and June, Clay. So take a listen to this, see what you think about it, but I guarantee you'll get it really, really quick. And then let's see what's happening there. And let me play this song, How Do You Love Like Johnny and June? And let's see if Clay can hear this from where he is at as well. So on your volume, we can hear you very, very well. How Do You Love Like Johnny and June? We've got Mr. Clay Aery, A-E-R-Y, on tonight. Here you are.
In a small town where whispers ring, Life ain't easy, but love withstands the pain. Through the highs and the deepest lows, how do we love when the whole world goes? I've read their stories, heard the songs, a love that lasted, stayed so strong. When the nights are cold and days are dark, how do we keep that kind of spark? Tell me how to love like Johnny and June, through the fire and the typhoon. When the chords of life seem to break, how do you mend every mistake? In a world that spins out of control, how do you keep hold of your soul? Like a circle, unbroken and true. Tell me, is there a way through? Mama says it's patience and grace, a touch, a glance, a simple embrace. When shadows overtake the light, how do we keep it burning bright? Tell me how to love like Johnny and June, through the fire and the typhoon. When the chords of life seem to break, how do you mend every mistake?
There you have it. That is How Do You Love Like Johnny and June. And Clay, you're on mute there, but How Do You Love Like Johnny and June? I know that he was not able to hear that. And so maybe the mute, I was trying to see if you could unmute, but I'm going to send that song to you literally. And that way you could hear it. Uncle Rhino, were you able to hear the song?
Yeah, I heard it. It's a beautiful song, Clay. It's a great song. I want to get as much. It's a phenomenal song, and that's where we can share stuff on back channels to get each other to know what we all do, and bring everybody up to speed with everything. That's what backstage is for, visiting and catching up on phone calls and stuff. On this one though, it's about showing off Clay. And that's what I would like to do that with one more while we still got time to squeeze it in.
We do. If we get going, we've still got airtime for 7 more minutes. So on radio. So Clay, are you prepared with another song in you?
Yeah.
He's crying. He got emotional.
No, my allergies are kicking my butt. I tell you what.
Yeah. I had a heck of a headache today.
I tell you what. I need to write a song called I'll Tell You.
How did that happen? We used to play in bars where we had to chew each breath of air and spit out the tar before we swallowed it. And now people have allergies. It was like if it wasn't for peanut butter, we'd have died. Now, if you want to clear out a lunchroom at a school, throw a peanut in it and they dive out the window. How in the hell? What has happened to us, Clay?
The pollen's getting pretty bad. That's what's going on.
Did you say pollen?
Yeah, pollen.
Oh my God. I'm over here in Louisiana. You got to chew that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's great. Our cars are getting grain, so.
Hey, that's actually true. And you know that, Tracy. Everything, it's funny. Nashville is in a bowl, and the Cherokee called that area the Valley of a Thousand Fevers. And the settlers decided, all the white folks rolled in and said, "Oh, let's put a town there." Because that makes sense.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You have so many stories. I never even know where we're going to go. It's like, man, I could ask you
That's
about
true.
subject, and I love it because every subject, you got it going on, and so I love it. I'm with you, Clay, on the allergy thing, though. Literally, it is like I don't even usually get headaches or anything, and so today I was affected too. So for all
Yeah,
you
because I live in
allergy sufferers,
Oklahoma. I live in Oklahoma too, so I have a
yeah,
house there too, and my allergies are actually worse in Tennessee than they are Oklahoma.
hmm
But
yeah,
that's
Crazy.
funny. 'Cause when we lived there, I was there for going on 20 years. And it was like people would come to visit from Pennsylvania, Appalachia, the East Coast, all the way down to Florida. They'd come from Texas and Louisiana. And we got stuff down here in Louisiana and East Texas, little micro bugs. That's just like, it gets crazy with people's allergies. But all these folks, when they came to Tennessee, you'd be there about a week when you started getting the stuffy thing going. It took about a week. And by 10 days, it was in full bloom and they'd be taking, but if you live there for a while consistently there, it gets to where it doesn't, at least me and most of the ones around me got to where it quit bothering us. But everybody coming in from somewhere else would get the cough due to cold, as they say.
Right. Well, I guess I'll play one real quick. It's another one I wrote. Actually, me and the same guy that wrote "Time for That" wrote this song, but it's for all the cowboys and cowgirls. But really, it's called "Want to Be a Cowboy." Kept a 22 in his leather boot in case he came across a rattlesnake. Sun and time left those lines engraved there on his face. You can tell he fought the devil when he bowed his head to pray. When he looked up, we shut up just to hear him say, if you want to be a cowboy, better hold on tight. If you want to come along, son, get ready for a fight. It's honest work, you'll get hurt through blood, sweat, and tears. I hope you understand it takes a God-fearing man if you want to be a cowboy. They took all his money when they moved to Tennessee. Strangers burned all his land, now there's a finder's fee. You could see it in his eyes so red as he stood in disbelief. Yeah, you think there's a wanted man, then a wanted's what he'll be. If you want to be a cowboy, better hold on tight. If you want to come along, son, get ready for a fight. It's honest work, you'll get hurt through blood and sweat and tears. I hope you understand it takes a God-fearing man if you want to be a cowboy. Yeah, if you want to be a cowboy. If you want to be a cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I like that one. Literally, Clay, I like every one of your songs, but I actually really like that in your PhD. So I'm glad
That
that
was,
you got the chance to do it.
yeah, that was definitely one of my faves, PhD, just because I can hear that. Uh, it's very 90s lyrical hooky, which it was just very well written. So was Fractions. Fractions is so interesting because it's not really a word that you would land on as a lyricist, but it was just very interesting the way that one was put together. And I could see that one being a sleeper. You know, they wouldn't see it coming, and then it comes right around and gets them right in the sweet spot of the groove muscle.
Right.
You know, they'd be feeling it. I like the first two before Fractions. You what was the other one that you played?
I played Fractions, Honky Tonk PhD, and then I played Wanna Be a Cowboy.
Well, yeah, those were the acoustics, and the first two tracks we listened to, because I'm terrible with the titles, but the first two tracks, which were the
Time for That, and then Only One.
Yeah, I absolutely love both of those. The production on them was excellent. The vocals were excellent. The lyrics were excellent. It hit on all cylinders. So that's what I was trying to say. And I know Barry and I'll visit, later. And it's one of those things that everything's organic. And like Tracy said, every wrong turn takes us where we're supposed to be. And, I guess I was meant to drop the ball today so that we could pick it up and run with it.
It really worked for Clay here. Clay got to spend time with Barry. Like, everything happens for a reason, right? So the good news is that I'm going to get Barry's information, and then Clay is too, and we're going to end up getting him into a Springboard Festival. So it doesn't get any better than that. So Clay actually made out on this episode, not only for that, but again, he's going to be playing somewhere where he's going to need actually people to start voting. So I will turn on all my stuff when I'm up there, and I cannot film, but I will put it out. We'll make sure when we're live next week as well in all of our shows to mention you need to be voting for Clay Aery as he's up there at Future Faces for Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. We say thank you to everyone at T3R. We know they work so hard. It is very hard to put on. It's a lot of work is what it is. It's not hard. It's a whole lot of work. No one's making a whole lot of money at it, but it's trying to support and uplift the artists in the independent category. And Clay is in the Future Faces. He will be playing there. And so for that, Clay, I'll be seeing you literally very soon and right up there saying, hey, y'all go vote for Clay. And now I know exactly why and where I met you there in Nashville. And I can literally send you the picture of every one of you in a row right there. And I'm right there because I was like, I'll handle music, but I am not doing that run. Like, y'all can forget it. Like, I walked out there and they got a picture and I was like, I'm going back.
We have some additional support too. I was able to make contact today that wanted to do a big shout out to the folks with the Texas Country Music Chart for fighting a good fight. They go against the grain every day for guys just like Clay. Contact was made today, as well as Texas Radio 1. I've been watching them. They've been killing it, crushing it. Huge, big love going to both of these organizations. Much love, much appreciation.
Well, we got to get Clay on there, and then we get the station right here, Two Step Tribe. We just keep adding more and more radio stations and events that we're doing, and that way we can keep plugging our independent artists like Clay. So I knew that I had met you somewhere, Clay, and like literally every one of you are sitting like up there in a row, and there's the picnic tables back there. And I'm like, holy cow, I was right. There was something that I was like, man, I know him. So I did it again on accident, but I did it. So this was a great episode of Two Step Tribe.
I did talk to you.
I swear we did. You were over to the side, and you were all lined up, and the reason I was hiding is there's a reason, y'all, and it was because this is something that honors, the fallen. And I don't really, it's funny, I do a show and I do radio, and I'm used to like hiding, and I'll go help. So that's why I was volunteering. But I ended up going over and saying hi, and I was talking to Craig and his little boy that was standing there, and all of you were actually standing over there. And my mother, she's my aunt, showed up there late and was like, my gosh, because it was a lot of work to put on an event like that too. So shout out again. That is Memories for Honor right there out of Nashville, Tennessee. Good friend of mine, Amy. Shout out to Amy Cotta. That literally happens, and then they attend the CMAs with the artists as well. So a lot of good stuff there. That is one of the organizations very close to my heart right there out of Franklin, Tennessee. So that is where I met you, Clay, is right there at that event. And the reason is because we were scrambling to find someone to do the anthem, and we ended up getting Craig Wayne Boyd, and his little guy actually did the anthem. And I don't know if you saw this part, but at the very beginning with the anthem, they pulled people over to the side. They wanted to stand there. And I was really trying to like hide and run. And they were like, nope, come here. And I was like, oh. So literally, just like when I see you here soon at the awards, I'll see you usually on the back sides, but I don't usually just pop up right in the front. So yes, we actually were on the side there after y'all got through sitting there playing. We were all talking off to the side. Now that you've talked about it, I know exactly, literally, like there was 4 of you right in a row with Craig, and you were one of those actually. And then my mother literally walked up and was like, okay, it's hot. It's been a long day. We need to go. So, all right. Yep, we did. I couldn't tell you what all we talked about, but it probably was more about what Craig Wayne was up to at the time. I had not seen him in a very long time. Or it was Tootsie's, you never know. But here on Two Step Tribe, we're going to close it out from Patriots Inside the Wire Productions. We want to be sure to remind you to check out all of the artists. We have an amazing female artist. Her name is Clare Dunn, Dunn. Check her out. We are not affiliated, nor are we associated with anything or anyone unless I say that we are. So all we do is uplift and promote our independent artists. And so that's why it's all collecting together. So remember, WeGetArtists.com is a big one for someone like Clay and myself and Uncleryano. You're a part of all of that. SpringboardHouston.com. That is going to happen the weekend of March 20th. And that is a big deal. And then again, if you just look up SpringboardFest.com, eventually it's Springboard New Orleans, Springboard Memphis. So yeah, it just
they've done Springboard San Diego. It's spreading out. It's starting to fan out and spread out. We're looking at Fort Worth, Texas. We're looking at other cities in the major cities in the Gulf states. We're continuing to fan out, and we're picking up all the independents out there, which there's just a tsunami of them. And guys like Clay, you know, as you fall into it and you see what the support is really about, it's like it changes the culture. So
we love it. We love it. Thank you, Clay, for being here on Two Step Tribe with us tonight. And again, you can find him. It is the Clay Aery. That's Aery on Instagram. If you go to Instagram, it's the Clay Aery. You can go to the Clay Aery. That's Aery.com and find out where he is. Or if you're listening, wherever you want to listen to music, whether it's Spotify, you're downloading your music too, Clay. I'm sure you know you're on all of the digital platforms as well. So make that playlist, Two Step Tribe. That's why I do this. There's several reasons I do that. But again, Waylon for Cash is Uncleryano's song. You can see the logos up right there. Shout out to Star Spangled Bangers, y'all. Stay tuned on that one. There's some stuff coming up. I'm going to close us out here and say thank you for joining us tonight with the Clay Aery. And the reason I keep saying the is because you're going to look that up on the Instagram account. You're going to look that up for his music and his website. Uncleryano, it's been another great night here on Two Step Tribe. Shout out again to all the radio stations and all those who come together to make everything out here work. Signing out tonight, stand by for Two Step Tribe by Patriots Inside the Wire Productions team.
This has been a Patriots Inside the Wire production. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Two Step Tribe, where you, the viewer, are always the rock star of this show. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share. We cannot do this without you. Your uncle says so, and you are loved and appreciated. Sergeant Two Step, sign us out. Let's load up and roll out.